Welcome to my podcast. This is igaia.knits. I am Elsie. I'm coming to you from El Salvador in Central America. Today is Monday, March 8th, 2021, and today is International Women's Day. So congratulations to the women out there who watch me, and welcome. If it's the first time that you come here, this is a knitting podcast. And and thank you for coming. I hope you like it. And if you come regularly to watch me, well, thank you. Thank you for coming back, and I hope you enjoy it. I am not wearing any knits because it's very hot right now. It's like 31 degrees Celsius. Today it's less hot than yesterday. Yesterday it was 33 degrees Celsius. We have a lot of wind, and I'm sorry, my nose itches when I'm recording. Even though yesterday I recorded in Spanish, and I don't think I had too many episodes of an itching nose. So I hope today it's the same way, even though I am a bit pressed by time. But yeah, so it's hot, and we're having like temperatures in the 20s Celsius in the morning and at night, but during the day it's getting hotter and hotter. We've had days at 40 degrees Celsius. One day I got into the car and the thermometer said it was 45 degrees Celsius outside. Of course, when I started moving, it decreased, but really hot. So, this time of the year, it's normal for it to be that hot here. It's our summer. So, okay, you can find me. I'm looking at my notes. I made notes. I had not recorded in like 2 months, and I'm sorry, I didn't intend for that to happen. It's just that a lot of things have occurred in this period of time, and I always think I'm going to, and I don't. So yeah, but the idea is that I want to do this. It really makes me feel good and to share, and also it helps me a lot to organize my ideas, to put everything in order. It gives me like a good pressure, if you will, to finish something to show you. And it's exciting, and I really enjoyed the comments. So I get very few comments. I have very few subscribers, but I have a lot of views. So if you like it, please subscribe and please like, and I will say that at the end too. So you can find me on Facebook as igaiasv, on Instagram igaia.knits, and on Ravelry I'm Els Machon. You can find my designs there. So thank you. And I'm gonna start with my life update. I'm a little bit nervous today because tomorrow is my surgery. The ones that have watched my podcast before already know I'm getting my uterus removed tomorrow, and I'm a little bit nervous, but I am hopeful that everything will come out all right. It's just that, it's the normal, not fear, but nervousness that you get when you know you are being put to sleep and cut open. So yeah, but I'm trying to keep my head clear and make sure I have everything ready. I am not ready. I am washing clothes and things that I have to take to the hospital, and I'm changing my bed sheets so that tomorrow I leave everything organized and clean for whenever I come back from the hospital. I'm gonna spend 3 days there. And the most stressing thing about the surgery, it hasn't been the surgery itself, but I had to find blood donors for my surgery because I have a low hemoglobin level. So I forgot the word for that in English. But the thing is that I am in danger right now. They cannot cut me open if they don't put blood into me first. So it was an ordeal to find people who haven't had the thing, and that are my same blood type. And after that, I had to go to the hospital, had my blood taken out, and made some tests so that I know and the doctors know that none of the donors blood would give me an allergic reaction, because it's like an organ donor. Even though if they make tests of compatibility, and in the end of the day, the body that receives the organ can reject it after a while. So kind of the same happens with the blood if they don't make those tests, And my doctor told me there are no guarantees, and so I have been very nervous about it, but we've done everything we could. She asked me to get the same blood type and to make sure I knew those people, because there are a lot of risks associated with blood transfusions. So yeah, so I'm getting a blood transfusion tomorrow morning, and then around 11 a.m. I'm going to be in the OR. So I thank you for your prayers if you can, and for your good energy if you will send it to me. I really believe in that, in the connection between human beings and the good energy that you send to other people. So I thank you in advance. Maybe by the time you're watching this, I'll be in the OR already. I don't know the time that it will take me to edit today and upload it to YouTube. And so that's the part that has me a little bit maybe worried today, but I'm gonna try to make the most out of today and to go with the best attitude tomorrow, and with a heart full of love and hope. So yeah. And what else? I wanted to tell you that I had been working still in my marketing things, and I have been applying for jobs, both full-time jobs and consultancy jobs. Nothing have really come to fruition, but I have had some opportunities to propose my work, and I have been happy with that. I am still teaching. I am working with one of my groups, the younger ones, the younger women that are about my age, and I am very, very happy and satisfied with the progress they've been doing, and they've done a lot of things that in this short period of time I didn't think they were possible, and they are so amazing. I have learned to love them, and one of them was one of my blood donors. So I am so grateful to her, and I don't know if she will ever watch this, and I didn't mention her name in the Spanish version, and I again say this. I try to say the same thing in one version and the other, but it's just impossible. So Nadine, if you watch, thank you so much. You're the best, and from my heart, I really appreciate it. And then also I stopped walking like 2 weeks ago, because I started feeling really tired, and maybe because it's because of the red blood cells level in my blood. And even though I don't have any other symptoms, and I have an oximeter because of the thing, and my oxygen seems to be fine, but I get very tired easily. And also, since it's hotter now, so I stopped exercising. I did gain some muscle. That's what I wanted, because I increased 6.6 pounds from December to now. So I gained that for the surgery, because when I am in bed for so long, I'm gonna lose it. And then what else? I wanted to tell you about a thing that happened to me. This this lady called me and asked me if I could knit her a sweater. And as you know, I have a made to order. And I say, yeah, sure, send me a picture. And she sent me this picture from the web. And it was, apparently it was a commercial sweater she saw at a store. And it was like a very wide neck sweater with a very tall ribbing and heavy cabled and long sleeves. And when I told her how much I was going to charge her for the sweater, she told me that that was too expensive, that she thought if it was made by hand, it was going to be cheaper. And I was like in awe. I wasn't angry or anything. I just told her, no, it's a lot of hours of work. And you need to understand that each stitch needs to have a hand movement on my part. So, and it's not only that, it's the time invested in that. So, and the material. If you go to a store, that sells production, I'm sorry, or mass produced items, you will find something cheaper, but the materials are not comparable. I am not saying that something knitted in a machine is not as beautiful, but it's not the same. And also, it's not the same something mass produced. I've seen interviews of people who knit in a machine. In the Fruity Knitting podcast, had a young lady that I really loved what she does. I don't remember the name right now. Also, Amy from Knit Collage had this girl from the Clarity label. I really like what she does too, but that's slow fashion in a knitting machine. And you know, it's different. And I worked in the textile sector, so I know what I'm talking about, the textile industry. And it's different than having a factory in, I don't know what, God knows in which country, and having 200 people knitting the same sweater in different machines. So I know you guys understand what I'm saying, but thing is, how do we make other people understand how valuable things made by hand are? And not only knitting, hand painted, hand carved, hand everything. It cannot be perceived as cheaper than something made by a machine, right? So, I would love to hear your comments about it. What I did is that I found a kit from We Are Knitters, and I sent to her so that she could see how much they would charge for a kit of yarn for you to knit your own sweater, and that was even more expensive than what I had quoted to her for knitting the sweater custom made to what she wanted, and including the yarn. So, and obviously it's not high-end hand-dyed yarn. It's acrylic or cotton, but still, it has a cost. So I would love to hear your thoughts about it, because I think in general in the world there are some places and there are some people who still do not value something handmade. So I understand we will still have a lot of things that are made by a machine, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to produce for the whole population, and that's okay. But if we want something made by hand, we better know that it's not going to be cheaper than something we can buy at a store, right? Not necessarily. So also I wanted to share with you a thought that I had when I was walking around my neighborhood. This is a gated community, so there are a lot of houses inside, and I walk here, I go to the park, and I walk by the pool. There's a pool there, and so every time I would walk, it's around 5:30, 6 p.m. There are a lot of older people here who live here, and because we're outside the city, and they're retired. So at that time of the day, they come out of their homes, they sit in the front porch, and they have their coffee with their dogs, and or they walk their dogs, or the kids are playing outside. So you have the opportunity to look. The lights starts going on, and you can see from outside a little bit from the inside of the homes, and you can see what type of decor that family likes, what type of cars they have because they're coming back from work, what type of colors they have their living room walls painted in. Maybe you can see furniture, and I that made me think, why do we watch podcasts or blogs? Remember when we were like so into the reality shows, and now this thing of podcasting and blogging, and I'm not talking about only knitting but other topics, and also audio podcasts, and it gives us the opportunity, I think, to look into somebody else's life a little bit, a little piece. These people open up their hearts and sometimes their homes or their workplaces to show us something else from behind the scenes that we wouldn't know otherwise. And I think that's the beauty of it. And maybe right now we have that need to feel more connected as human beings. So I thought, that's very curious. It's the same feeling that I have of walking by a house that is not mine, my neighbor's home, and looking from the outside and having a glimpse of that person's life, right? So what do you think about that? Do you share that idea? And how do you feel connected with all the podcasters that you watch in this craft world? So that's another thing that I wanted to tell you is that I am having this this situation where I cannot decide whether I should not need somebody else's designs and just stick to my designs, because I've seen like the famous designers Caitlin Hunter and Haughey and Andrea Mary and Isabel Kramer. I don't see them needing somebody else's. To name a few, of course, there's many famous designers that I love, and I could only wish that I someday become like them and that I could leave off designing. I would love that, but that's not happening for me right now. And also, if I want them, I like them made to order, but I only have two hands, and I would love to be like an octopus, but I can't. And my dream is to have a small shop with nice women who would work for me and knit and sew my designs. And maybe I will keep on working towards that idea in the future. And obviously offering them decent salaries and good work conditions. And it's a dream right now. And even my make to order, I cannot take too many projects right now. I am swamped, and I will show you. I feel so overwhelmed. I have been sleeping very, very little to finish what I have agreed to do for somebody else. So going back to the famous designers, I don't see them needing for somebody else. I don't see them needing somebody else's patterns. I don't even see them test knitting so often. So I wonder if I should just design my own and not need somebody else's designs. But at the same time, there are so many things I want to knit, and they're on my list, and I have bought yarn for it, and I just want to. And I always want to have like a design of my own and something else that was designed by somebody else, because that gives my mind some rest and freedom. And also, I think I learn a lot, because what I have observed, and I would love to hear what you think about this, is that when a designer doesn't need somebody else's designs, all her or his designs look the same or have the same structure, and sometimes we all make mistakes, right? Or sometimes one construction is better than the other, and I don't have the opportunity to learn new techniques or to decide whether I like this construction better, or if I can adapt something that another designer has done into my designs. So I think it makes me wonder if I wouldn't be missing out by not needing other people's designs. And for the time being, I just don't feel like it. I don't want to stop needing somebody else's designs, and I don't want to stop designing myself either. So, and also, I was watching the Meaningful Stitch podcast with Amy Falco. I love her, and I knew about her because of Patty Jack's podcast. I think Jackie had her one time, just the two of them, and I been meaning to watch her podcast, Amy's podcast, and I had not. So this week I did finally, and I loved her. I really love her. I'm looking forward to hearing the rest of her episodes. I love her way of talking, and I love her ideas, and I love the tarot thing. I think it gives you like peace. So, but she was talking about the pains that one encounters when you need so much. I need a lot. And she was saying, whenever I have pain, I know I have to stop. And that made me think and reflect upon the fact that when I have pain, I can't stop. Sometimes I can't stop because I have a made to order and I have to finish. I have a deadline. And I wanted to tell you, I'm sorry, my nose is itchy. So I wanted to tell you and ask you if you feel pain, and sometimes we knitters maybe don't know that we're in pain. Sometimes I get like tired and restless of my arms, and I feel the need to stretch them down because I am in this position most of the time. And what I have found out is that this inner part of my elbows, when I touch them, like I make pressure on them. Like right now, my right arm elbow hurts here a bit. So what I'm doing is that I'm using an elastic band that is originally from my ankles from Nick, and I didn't bring it. And it has a hole here for your foot ball. I don't remember if that's the name, but you get the idea. You put your foot in, and the thing goes up to your ankle like if it's a sock, but it has a hole here at your heel. At your heel, so for your heel. And but I use it for my hands or for my elbows, and I have one for my knee as well because I have a problem in one of my knees. But sometimes when I have pain on my shoulder, I have used the knee one up to here, and it helps me a lot. And another spot where I have found that I'm in pain and I don't know about it, it's here. If you press here in either of your hands, you may find that you have pain there. And I have an injury in this arm. I had a tumor here, and I don't know if you can see the scar. I still have a scar. It was much bigger. I was 18 years old. And when I have pain here, the pain goes down. So I have to wear that sort of elastic brace so that I can keep knitting. And I know I have to because, as I said, I have a deadline. So I want to know if you are experiencing that, and if you have noticed when you touch yourself that you have pain, and that if you have identified it is from knitting, and also if there are some stitches that give you pain more than others, or they give you pain and others don't. Because I've heard people who have told me that whenever they do the twisted ribbing, that they get pain here on their neck. So I'm curious to know if you care to comment. I would appreciate it so that we all know. And yeah, so also I have been organizing pictures, but more personal pictures than work pictures. I still have a lot of work pictures that I haven't gone through, and I hope both from my Gaia.knits and from Pica Daisy, my family's flower shop, wedding flower shop in Dallas, and I hope I can get through them in this time that I'm gonna be in bed. And I hope that we can travel because looking at all those pictures, I found a lot of pictures from our travels, and I was so, I just had that thing going down memory lane and not feeling sad, but like having that longing that I want to travel. I miss travel so much, and traveling is something that I have always liked, and I used to travel a lot, and right now it's been more than a year, and I hope during the summer when my son graduates from school that we can go to Dallas to visit my father. And I obviously we're not gonna be like out and about, but just to go there and buy yarn, of course. So I hope. And also I want to write my Augustine jacket pattern, and my new pattern is, sorry, it's here, the vest, the campanelle vest. I will show it to you. So, and also I want to start putting together the ideas that I have for my new novel. And I have not let go of that idea that I want to keep on writing novels. So also I think I mentioned that in a previous podcast. I bought a course from a Spanish small slow fashion firm called La Casita de Wendy, and it's about marketing your own label, your own brand, and I really want to go through that as well. And also I want to say that here in my podcast, like any other podcaster, I might say I'm gonna need this and that, or next I'm gonna need that. And I have seen some people who are very, very organized, and they say I'm gonna need this and this, and they buy the yarn, and they have their schedule and they don't get distracted. But that's not the way it happens with me. And I think the majority of us are like, we buy stuff for something, and then it ends up joining the rest of our stash, and time goes by and we don't need that, and in the end we end up needing something totally different with that yarn, or we don't need it at all and we give it away, or we sell it, or you name it. So whenever I mention here things that I want to need, it's because in that moment that's how I feel. But maybe like everybody else, in the end I will end up needing something different, and I think that's okay. Like, you need to forgive yourself for not being so perfect, or so well organized, or so on schedule, or feel like you have to do this or you have to need this. If it's not a made to order thing, then you don't have to, and it's okay. So I just wanted to say something that I'm saying to myself. Elsie, it's okay. And I say the same thing to you. It's okay. And so I have been talking for 29 minutes, and yeah, I know it's related, but I haven't showed you anything. So I'm gonna go to show you, because I don't have like much space in my tablet and much time either. And okay, so I'm gonna show you FOs. I have my hope that I made for my mom. It's here. Here you can see, I'm sure you can see the line. I had a problem with the yarn. This color is very saturated, and this skein was off. The color was off. So if you look at it from afar, you'll see it. But when you're wearing it and you're moving, it doesn't show. My mom loved it. She has worn it already a few times. On Fridays, she goes to a lunch meeting with some friends of her, the same home, and so she wears it there because they live in a higher part of the city where it's a little bit less hot, and even they have like cool air. So she wears it to go there and she loves it. And I'm not gonna put it on because it's too hot, and I'm gonna put the other one on. So yeah. And I think this sweater is so versatile. You can, when I was knitting this one that I'm gonna talk about next, that's for my friend Bea. She lives in LA. And I thought, I keep on thinking that I wish somebody would call me and say, I want to order a Hope sweater and please color block it. Or, when I made this one, I was thinking, what about some stripes, like vertical stripes in intarsia? And what about making it even bolder and making like stripes in the garter as well on the other direction? My head gets like really crazy about color combinations, and I'm very happy with it. I have made some corrections to the pattern because of typos, or as I knit it and re-knit it, especially this version that is in garter at the top, and then you go top down, circular. Sorry, he's stuck in it. So it's different than the other constructions. So I have come up with little corrections, and since I'm a perfectionist, I have been making those little corrections in the pattern. And then I have I made some napkin holders, and those were for an interior designer. This is the yarn. You'll see a video after this one that it's an add-on to this one. I couldn't put it into the video because I recorded that with my cell phone. So I can't do that because my tablet is an Android, which I am using to record right now, and my phone is an iPhone, and I cannot put it here. So it will be an add-on. You will see the yarn when it was full. And I will insert the picture of the napkin holders. I really enjoyed that job. I made 24 of those napkin holders with a crochet flower on top. And now I'm thinking of making some in natural color, the ring in a natural color, and then putting some cherries on top for my mom's 70th birthday in July. Of course, we're not going to invite anyone, just my sisters and their husbands and my nephews and my niece, but I want to try, and maybe if somebody sees them and likes them, maybe I'll get an order from those. So we will see. And I wanted to talk to you about my almost FO. I just banged off the cuff, one of the cuffs. I have to finish the other one. I am a bit in a hurry because, well, supposedly I should have had finished by now, and I should have given it to the person who was going to fly it to LA. But Bea is coming this week, so she has to come to do some paperwork on her retirement fund. And she lives in LA, but she worked here for a long time, so she has to do some paperwork with that. So she's coming, and I'm gonna be in the hospital on Thursday when she arrives. But on Friday, my mom will take it to her home to deliver it, right? But I want to be able to finish it today to take a picture before I get surgery and before it goes away. And I still have like 12 rows to go. It takes me like an hour, hour and a half, and right now, like hour and a half feels like a long time that I don't necessarily have. So I'll try, and even if I have to take the picture with artificial light, I will. So what happened with this one? This is a size S. I size my patterns S, M, L, XL to XL. I don't mind if it's 1, 2, 3. It's the same thing. I don't care. So anyway, thing is, this is S or size 1 if you want to call it like that. And but Bea, my friend, she's petite and she's not very tall, but she has a lot of bust, and her bust circumference is 41 inches, and her arms are very wide. She has 12-inch circumference arms. So what happens is that most sweaters that she buys are too long for her, and either they fit her well here, or they don't from the body, and their arms are like stretching, and she doesn't feel comfortable. So what I did is that I started with the stitch count for size S, but I needed until I was between sizes L and XL. So this is a very easy customizable pattern. And when I was there, I calculated that I was going to be able to give her 6 inches here, so that I would achieve the 12-inch needed for her arm circumference, because this sweater is intended to fit you really snugly in the upper part and arms, and then very loosely here. So I wanted to give her more room for her bust and still get the boxy look. Also, we didn't do the same length as in my mom's version because she's petite. So we did only 20 inches of total length. As I increased this part's length, I only did 84 rounds in stockinette for the body when the pattern calls for 104. So I'm gonna put it on. You can see maybe what I'm talking about. And obviously it's big on me, you will see, and it's short for me. But I am sure in her it will look fantastic. So here you can see that I have like a lot of room here. The other one fits me like this, and that's the way this sweater is intended to fit you. And the cuffs also are bigger, right? So, and you see it's shorter. I think you can see it's a little bit cropped for me. And yeah, but I think she's gonna be very pleased with the result. Her bust should look like this, I think. Yeah. So I think she's gonna be pleased with the result, and I hope she likes it. Yeah. And I love this color. I normally like very bright colors, but I really love this one. And it didn't do what that did, It's commercial yarn, it's acrylic yarn. I bought it. I normally buy all skeins at the same time. I even buy the whole lot so that I make sure they're the same, but still they're not the same. Yeah, but I'm not going to alternate skeins if it's commercial yarn unless I see a very noticeable difference between one skein to the other when they're sitting next to each other. So I'm gonna put it here because I think it's going to interfere. So then I have, from one of my students. She left for Miami for like 2 months for things that she had to do with her mom, but she sent me this blouse that she had made for her granddaughter under my direction, and it has a folded sort of hem that we did for the upper part. But when she sewed it inside, she twisted it, and I asked her granddaughter if she wanted me to correct that, and she said no, leave it like that. And I was so thankful, because I didn't have to do that. because I had to do some surgery to it here. Remember, this is black, so it doesn't show that well. And it was because she casted on more stitches than was needed. And then when we tried it on to her granddaughter, it was too loose and she wanted it more fitted. So I only sewed it from the outside, and we decreased that fabric. So we had extra fabric bunching here. And what I did is I reinforced it with a crochet stitch, and then I put the sewing machine on top of the crocheted seam, and then I cut, and then I just sewed it with sewing thread to the sides. So I think it turned out really well. It doesn't show, as you can see. It looks okay. And also I repaired all the holes made by the fact that my students, sometimes they do that, they leave the ends of the yarn in any place. Look, so if I weave the yarn up or down or to the side, it will show. So what I do is that I cut it, and I just sew a little bit on top with sewing thread. And I made the straps. I was looking for the word. I made the straps. I looked at Lily Kate Makes new pattern that it's like a bralette, and I saw that she made the straps like this. So I made them like this because in the beginning I thought of making them in stockinette like a tube and flip them inside out. So I did them this way, and today I have to go to her home to try it on and to sew the straps. Oh my god, I can't show it. To sew the straps to the blouse. So that's why I need to finish recording so that I can get ready and go there and do that, because tomorrow I'm not gonna be able to. Then the other one is this little t-shirt that she needed for her. Oh, I forgot to mention, that one is made in this Queensland. This is my student's yarn, Queensland Sugar Rush, and this is 100% sugarcane viscose. I had not seen sugarcane yarn ever. It's really soft. I really like it. You see how well it drapes, and she told me that she bought a lot of yarn from different colors from a lady on eBay because they are not going to produce it anymore. So I don't know, but really cool yarn for the summer. And this one she made for, you remember I showed you the yellow one that I had a hard time with, right? So she made this one. I had a problem here with her tension, and I did a crocheted border to make sure I would at least conceal a bit that and make it look better. I made a crochet border here because it rolls up. This is not locked. And the sleeves too. And she made it, she needed the pieces, and I sewed it together. I had a little bit of a problem also with the tension on the edges. That's why I think it's better when you are a beginner to knit it in the round, because you won't have these problems. When you have tension issues on the edges, especially when you have a design that you need to match one side to the other, then you end up trying to trying to pick up two stitches from one side and one stitch from the other side so that you can match it, and it's very difficult. So I finally did it, but it wasn't easy. And this is cotton from Mexico. Yeah, this is cotton from Mexico. It's called Eulali. It's mercerized cotton. It's very fine. I think this is not even fingering weight. So, or maybe light fingering. So but it's very nice. It's very soft. And for this weather, it's great, you know. And it behaves really well. It has good drape too. Sorry that I went off camera. And okay, so with the sewing, I want to tell you that I have been trying to sew. I made a mask for my mom. It didn't work out in the way I wanted it to. It's still too small. I used, I think it was, I don't know, Japanese or Korean pattern that Mary Lisa from A Girl Meets Yarn kindly recommended and put up on her Instagram. But I still feel like they're too small. Obviously, they have smaller faces, smaller noses, smaller everything. And it's hard because, in my opinion, I have a big jaw. So in my opinion, that rectangular main part has to come up to the tip of my nose and to the tip of my jaw. And then the upper part needs to come from the tip of my nose up, and the lower part needs to come from the tip of my jaw down. So my mom has a smaller face than me and a smaller nose, and still it was too small for her. Like she said, you know, I wear it and it's okay, but I would like to have more room. I still feel it's too small. So I bought some more treated canvas, waterproof, and I will show that to you in the video, in the add-on. So I will try at some point, you know, to sew it again and to fix the pattern and make the rectangular cover this part. And also I have been practicing with my son's pajamas. I couldn't find him 100% cotton pajamas here. They're all fleece, like for this weather, come on. And so I was fixing his pajamas because from here, the elastic had detached from the fabric in certain places. And we had good laughs because sometimes I would go over the elastic and it would be like, you know, twisted. So, but he's wearing them. And I said, you know what, honey, it's best. I have fabric. It's best if I take one of your older ones and I cut it open and I make a pattern. And then I can cut my fabric and sew it. It's better to sew a new one from the beginning well in 100% cotton fabric than to try to fix those. So that's another test that I have pending that I haven't gotten to, but I will at some point. And now I'm going to show you my whips. For my whips I have, well, the blanket that I am in the same place. I haven't made any progress. I just changed the needles because I needed the other ones. And I like it. It's garter stitch in different directions. I saw Lisa from Espastrico that she was knitting like a shawl from Stephen West that it used garter in different directions, and I liked it a lot. And maybe this is what I'm taking to the hospital because it's easy. I don't have to think. I am reading also a book from Isabel Allende, so I'm taking that too. And I want to read more too, but you know, there's so much you can do in 24 hours a day. The other thing that I have as a whip is this purse that I had shown to you, I don't know how many times, or if I showed it to you at least once. It's black too. So, but this is like a double must stitch or seat stitch. That is not my favorite. I'm not a must stitch or seat stitch person, not one by one at least. And I was going to make a purse with this, but I don't want to make the purse anymore. So I am not sure if I want to rip back and just put it away, or if I want to keep on knitting and make another piece the same length and then sew it in the middle, you know, to make a small rug. I don't know. So it's here. This is the Lion Brand yarn. It's discontinued. I only have this one, and I have a bright pink one. So I don't know. It's gonna be in the drawer until I find out what I want to do with it. And then I have by Luna from Espastrico. I finished the body. I posted on Instagram that I was going to start the sleeves and I didn't because of all that I have been showing you and all the things that I've been doing, but I do have the bolts already for each sleeve so that I knit two at a time. I like it a lot. This is cotton from Argentina, LHO. It's really nice for my weather, and it has a good drape. I needed size 1. Obviously, Melissa needs size 3, and she is a very beautiful lady, but I think she's very tall. She doesn't look like big to me, you know. She looks skinny to me, but maybe she's very tall, and that's why she needs size 3. But in size 3, I would have looked like I'm wearing a big nightgown. So this is size 1, and look, I still have room, and I really like it. And I thought of leaving it like this. I love the funnel neck. I thought of leaving it like this, but you know, the twisted ribbing here, I don't think adding more rib here will look okay. So either I need more and I do an I-cord bind off, or I do my original idea, which was I have a lot of yarn of this one. So I could knit long sleeves, and I'm sorry, wow, the wind is like really strong, and I want to make like balloon sleeves, but with a very long cuff and folded hem cuff, like a sweatshirt. But I still don't know, and I don't know when I do it, I'll tell you. But I'm very happy with the result. You know I will wear this a lot, even if it has long sleeves. I know. Okay, and it took me like a lot of time. I started this one in last June. Can you imagine that? That's crazy. Last June. It's gonna be a year soon, so I better finish it. And last but not least, let me see my notes. Yes, last but not least, this is my new design, the Campanelle vest. The ones that follow me on Instagram have already seen me trying it on. I'm not gonna try it on because the needle won't let me. Excuse me. So this is Madeline Tosh, 75% merino and 25% nylon. I love the effect. I had 2 skeins that I have shown to you many times. I will show them to you in a minute. And I did this on the sides because I get tired of knitting in the round without anything else but stockinette. So I'm having all my designs from now on, I think, with a detail here. Whether it's lace or a cable or something like this. This is a motif with elongated stitches, and I think it will look very nice. Excuse me, I think the dust has come in from the garden because of the wind. So this is very soft, it's nice. In my Instagram you can see a video about the construction. You start in the back right below the armhole, and you keep on knitting until here you do the back neck short rows for the arms. You keep on knitting, you do the front neck, you join, keep on knitting, do the armhole, join in the round, and then you start knitting in the round. You can see the construction on my IGTV Instagram. Here, sorry, my throat is itching from the dust. So here I joined, and I know it shows, but when I block it, I know it will go away because it's wool. And I'm doing helical knitting, but I am alternating skeins every 2 rows because I had 2 skeins, as you know, but one had more blue in it So if I had not done that, I would have ended up with these having like bunches of blue randomly. And I think it's turning out beautiful. It's called Campanelle Vest because remember I showed you a design from a book that one of my students gave me, and it will be it will be knitted on top of this. So, and in the ruche stitch. So stay tuned. I'm very excited about this one. I hope everyone or a lot of people will like it. And okay, so that's about it with the whips and FOs. And then I'm going to just tell you what is my current wish list or more immediate wish list. First of all, I have not started the booties. I told you I wanted to knit the booty socks or slippers that I want to knit. And I want to knit those in the cotton acrylic that I showed you last time. I think it's there, but I'm not going to take it out. And yeah, I want to do that. I have not tried the socks yet, and that's something I want to make, but I don't want to do it in less than 3mm needles because I know my hands are going to hurt. So I am not sure if I will be happy with the socks. You know, I told you I would only wear socks here in my home to sleep with air conditioning because outside it's crazy. Or maybe I would if it's a heavy rain day and I'm wearing boots. But still, like wool socks in this weather? I don't think so. Even if I'm wearing boots. So I'm not sure about that. Also, I want to I want to try a fisherman's reef top, sleeveless, and I want to sew fabric sleeves to it. And I want to design a shawl. I want to custom my stagecoach. I've had the yarn for a year. I'm sure you can go to my previous podcasts and look for it because I showed it to you. I want to make the Feel the Burn. I have the yarn. I will show it to you in a bit. And I want to make a hat for my mom, the Lenny from Isabel Kramer, and I want to do the same hat for my son. And also I found a picture from 2005. I'm gonna put it here for you. I worked for a multinational company, and we went to this trip with colleagues and customers, and we had dinner that night with customers, and then we went to a discotheque, and I had such a good time, and that made me, feel more like I wanted to go traveling and dine out and go to a discotheque and enjoy music with other people. And but I saw this picture and I thought, I love that sweater thing that I was wearing, and I want to replicate that design. But now I'm debating because I'm not sure if I want to make I will use the same construction as I did for the vest, but I am not sure if I want to have lacy sleeves or if I want to have solid sleeves and make the lace in the upper part of the garment. So I'm thinking about that, and we will see, but I'm very excited about that idea. And I wanted to show you because it's been like 16 years from that picture, from the day that picture was taken. Amazing, huh? Okay, so I only have my purchases to show you. I bought this yarn for the Feel the Burn. I love it. This is Sinfonia from Omega. It was Omega in Mexico, except this one. This is LHO from Argentina. This is mercerized cotton. You know, I needed my Sold.9 cotton, and I will need my Stagecoach in cotton, and I will need my Feel the Burn in cotton. And I love these colors because they resemble the colors of the year, even though this gray is very, very, I don't know, it's very petroleum like, but I love it. I love it. So we will see when I can cast on. Also, I'm taking a course from Domestika with Julia Pelletier of hand paint on fabric. So I went to this store that everything was on sale, and I got this stencils with the leaves, and I am super happy with those because I have the idea of making a white blouse with the cuffs in with green leaves and maybe a detail in the collar as well. So I got that, and I got this tape to pack my needed items. Really cool. And I bought this thing. This is made in Brazil. Brazilians have a lot of experience in textiles, and I bought this. It's for you to transfer images that you print, either black and white or in color, to wood and to fabric. And I thought it was very interesting, and I thought, oh, I want to try that. And I'm inspired by this course by Julia. I bought this green for the leaves. I bought these in case I want to make flowers, yellow and orange. You know, I like bright colors. And I bought this one because it has glitter on it. I don't know if the camera is picking it up. Yeah, right? You can see the shimmer in the paint. Love it. And I bought this one that is for screen printing. That is a technique that it's explained in the course. So I hope during my time at home I will have enough things to keep me entertained whenever I can leave my bed and come to my craft room, because obviously I can knit in bed, but I cannot paint fabric in bed. So yeah, that's the end. I don't have anything else to tell you or show you for now. I really appreciate that you're here. Thank you for listening to all my shenanigans and my crazy ideas about crafting and my personal things. Thank you. I will upload the short video with the vlog part in terms of something that I recorded in the previous weeks. Let me know if you like it. If you like it, maybe I can include those videos in my next podcasts. It's not gonna be in the same video because I cannot mix the formats. I explained that already. But you know, also I am including a recipe of my turkey breasts, and I wanted to ask you to subscribe to my newsletter. I will try to send you more, not too many, to not to overwhelm you or annoy you, but maybe with those recipes, maybe you would want to have them in the newsletter, because I said in the video that I will leave the recipe in the description box below, but I'm not gonna do that. I can send it in the newsletter if you wish. So subscribe. Maybe at the end of the month, when I feel better, I will do the mailing for the newsletter. If more of you subscribe, that will make me feel more compelled or happy to send out the recipe. And I hope you enjoyed the video, this one and the small one. And thank you so much again. Take care. I hope you and your families are doing well. Happy knitting, and I'll see you next time. Bye.